Senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, urged the federal government to listen to the demands of organizers of the planned nationwide protest on August 1st, 2024, and to avoid threatening them, which could worsen the situation. Speaking to our correspondent, Falana emphasized the need for productive engagement with protest leaders and suggested that the state governors communicate their plans to alleviate the country's hardship. Rising calls from the nationwide anger protest, President Bola Tinubu, through Minister of Information Mohammed Idris, appealed to Nigerians to give the government time to respond to their demands. Opposition figures Atiku Abubakar and Amnesty International supported the right to the protest, condemning threats against peaceful protesters as unlawful and an attack on the freedom of assembly. All right. Of course, you first of all talked about that things are very hard now. Prices are, the issue of inflation is not now a new thing. Nigerians, we are in a fix as it stands. And because of that, they feel that the only way they can convey their message to the governors and the governments and all of that is by protesting. But a lot of persons are against it. They say they shouldn't protest. Some of them said because of the danger attached to it. And then the president said they shouldn't protest that. Of course, he heard their cry. He knows what they're protesting for. They should be a little bit patient. And someone said, I think that was Atiku said, the people that headed protest 2012 are now the one trying to stop protests. What do you think?
How time flies.
It flies like that.
Yes, one good turn deserves
another.
2012, I was in Lagos, and I remember then, 2011, the harsh word, then it was after 2008, the global meltdown and all that stuff. Then we're trying to build up again. Then the reality of things getting way difficult, 2010 and 2011. And then that snowballed into protests in 2012 because Jonathan was there and some of his policies were perceived as anti-people. I'm so sure that, just like I was discussing with somebody yesterday, that the outgone administration of the general, the general, what's his name again? Buhari, General Buhari, retired. So some of us probably will, move for a contribution wherein we will want to gather some funds and go back to Daura and beg him and say, sorry, we undermined, your leadership as a father of a nation because under your watch we did not buy fuel at 800 or whatever. That you ensure that you clip the wings of certain cabals and then you allow your give and take sequence on the chat board was very professional, very informed. But right now, we are now in deep trouble. So the point is that those who took the movement about 12 years ago are the one right now running the affairs of the country, and they are now appealing not to protest. Protest. Let's protest. The point is that if we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? Protest is part of our inalienable right to ventilate our displeasure if governance or government is not meeting up with promises, the electoral promises. It's for us to also reach out because the protest drive has a way of pushing messages to certain spaces where literally feedback may not get to, or the kind of feedback they get may be a doctored feedback. So when protest is allowed, it's all over the world, all over the world. There was a time to which I was in Portugal, and when we arrived, we were able to see that despite the fact that what we saw there was far better than what we have back home. Even at that, the people there still felt that government is not doing much. And as such, the organized labor put up a peaceful protest. And everything, the security agent provided them with security. And they were they went about law-abiding with their protests, and the message was delivered. Even for those of us who are foreign nationals that we came, we're able to, see some of, democracy in a higher dimension that we will probably have not, been used to. Here, protest means that you dislike me. Somehow, protest can also create a reawakening or open you up to certain perspective that you never knew, is in existence. So the way and manner, some persons who probably wants to, they are taking it as though their job is hanging on. Is it not? Yesterday we had the news of the director of one of the secret service in U.S. or the FBI got resigned on account of failed attempt over the life of the former president. These are spaces or environment where once you realize that there is a questioning concerning the office or the assignment given to you, resign to to ensure you own up to your inefficiency. But here is reverse the case, that the more you are shouting or you are making calls for accountability, you see that, and it's fast becoming a way of life, that even in our outside governance, that the moment you are queried, you think that you are probably I'm falling out of favor with you. Querying means you need clarification. Protest means that there is a perspective that you are not seeing, that when you were with us, you were seeing it, but something has clouded your sense of, assessing the situation. We are looking for solution. You owe it a duty to protect your office. We also owe it a duty to protect our life. Because under our watch, we are saying that the future is becoming more, gloomy for our children. And then we cannot just fold our hands and say, and say we should hope. Hope without cognitive action is as good as being hopeless. So the point is that, and another angle is that, people like Falana, with all due respect, are people who also, hit from such the unbalancedness that is noticeable with the system. Because they can always make their position known that, it's not correct and all that. But some people, these are the people who are in power. When they have issues, who do they go to? They will still be the one to plead their case in court. So the point is that Nigerians' destiny is in the hands of Nigerians. And if we don't ask those questions now and be intentional and hold government to be accountable, we will still be, in 10 years' time, be talking, and people like, with all due respect, Falana will be also making calls and counter calls. The point is just that the needful must be done and question. I know that there are some persons who are milking and cashing out with the state of the country, but there again, as much as we sensitize our people and then we start asking questions, then governance and government will begin to show up in the fashion that is obtainable elsewhere.